In today's class, we're going to solve some work example on simple linear equation. Okay, let's start with the first question. If p is equals to 1 over 2 and 1 over p minus 1 is equals to 2 all over p plus x, we are asked to determine the value of x. Okay, to solve this question, the first step is that we're going to substitute the value of p into this fraction. You understand? Look, this is the fraction. We have 1 over p minus 1 is equals to 2 all over p plus x. Okay, now to get the value of x, since we have been given that p is equals to 1 over 2, we need to substitute the value of p is equals to 1 over 2 into this fraction. You understand? So for this, I'm going to have 1 all over p is 1 over 2, 1 over 2, this negative sign minus 1 is equals to 2 all over p. P is 1 over 2. So I'm going to have 1 over 2 plus x. Okay? I'm very sure you understand how I got here. Okay? Now, let's solve, let's simplify the denominator. You understand? In this fraction, we have the numerator and we have the denominator. You understand? We have another fraction in the denominator, so let's simplify it. Let's start with the denominator of the left hand side. Okay, so for this I'm going to have 1 all over the LCM of half and 1 is what? 2. Okay, the LCM is 2. Okay, so for this I'm going to have 2 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2, that is 1. 1 multiplied by the numerator, that is 1. So I'm going to have 1 minus 2 divided by 1, that is 2. 2 multiplied by 1, that is what? 2. Okay, for this I'm going to have is equals to, okay, I'm still going to have 2 as the numerator. You understand? Then let's simplify the denominator of the right hand side. Okay, so the LCM of 2 and 1 is the product of 2 and 1, and that is 2. Okay, the LCM is 2, and 2 divided by 2, that is 1. 1 multiplied by 1, that is what? 1. Okay, 1 plus 2 divided by 1, that is what? 2. 2 multiplied by x, that is 2x. 1 plus 2x. Okay, so let us proceed. For this, I'm going to have 1, which is this one, all over 1 minus 2. You understand? 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have 1 over negative 1 all over 2. You understand? Okay, is equals to 2 all over 1 plus 2x all over 2. You understand? Okay, now I want you to pay attention. Please, I want you to pay attention. Now, if you have something like this, 1 all over a all over b, this can be written as, please pay attention, this can be written as 1 divided by c. This 1 is here, this division sign is what I represented here. You understand? And this a over b, I'm gonna have it here, a over b. You understand? Okay, now this for this, if the division sign changes to multiplication sign, I'm going to have 1 multiplied by this denominator will become the numerator. You understand? And this numerator will become the denominator. So I'm going to have, instead of a over b, I'm going to have b all over a. Okay, b all over a. Now 1 can be written as 1 over 1. Okay, this over 1. Now we take the multiplication. 1 multiplied by b is equals to what? B. And 1 multiplied by a is equals to what? A. So the simplified version of this is what? B over a. Now let's go back to the question. We have 1 divided by negative 1 over 2. For this, we're going to have 1, are you paying attention? Divided by negative 1 all over 2. Do you understand? Just like what I did with this example. Okay, so this divided by negative over 2 is equals to 2, which is this 2 divided by 1 plus 2x, 1 plus 2x all over 2. Do you understand? Okay, now we are still going to use the same approach. Okay, we are still going to make use of the same approach. We are going to change the division sign to multiplication sign. So for this, I'm going to have 1 multiply by. Now, if this division sign changes to multiplication sign, this denominator will become the numerator. You understand? So I'm going to have 1 multiplied by 2 whole over negative 1 is equals to 2 multiplied by 2 whole over 1 plus 2x. Do you understand? If you didn't understand, kindly listen to the explanation again, okay? Let us proceed. The next step is that, 1 can be written as what? 1 over 1, and 2 can be written as 2 over 1. You understand? So for this, I'm going to have 1 multiplied by 2 is what? 2. 2 all over 1 multiplied by negative 1. That will give us negative 1. 2 over negative 1 is equals to 2 multiplied by 2. That is 4. 4 all over 1 plus 2x multiplied by 1. That will be what? 1 plus 2x. Okay, from this point we can simplify. Do you understand? We can simplify. Let us take the cross product. Okay, let us take the cross product. If I want to take the cross product, this negative 1 will multiply this 4, and this 1 plus 2x will multiply this 2. You understand? Just like saying 2 multiplied by 1 plus 2x is equals to negative 1 multiplied by 4. You understand? Okay, 2 multiplied by 1, that is 2. 2 multiplied by positive 2x, that is what? Positive 4x is equals to negative 1 multiplied by 4, that will be what? Negative 4. You understand? Okay, for this I'm going to have 4x is equals to negative 4. Now if this 2 crosses the equals to sign to the right hand side of the equation, the positive 2 will become negative 2. You understand? Okay, so I'm going to have negative 4, negative 2. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have 4x is equals to negative 6. Now, we have gotten to this point. We are not looking for 4x. We are asked to determine the value of x. The next step here is to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x here is what? 4. So I'm going to divide both the left hand side and the right hand side by 4. So for this, I'm going to have 4 divided by 4. You understand? So I'm going to have x is equals to, now this 4 will eliminate this 4, so that's why I have x. Okay, now negative, we have to reduce this to the smallest term. 2, we can divide negative 6 by 2. Likewise, we can also divide 4 by 2. Negative 6 divided by 2, that will give us negative 3 whole over 2. Okay, now if you want to change this to mixed fraction, this can be written as x is equals to negative 1 whole number 1 over 2, which is the final answer. Do you understand? Now let's have another work example. Okay, question 2. If 3 all over 2p minus 1 over 2 is equals to 1 over 3 all over 1 over 4p plus 1, we are asked to determine the value of p. Okay, let's start from the right hand side of the equation. Let's solve this denominator. Okay, the denominator is 2p minus 1 over 2. That is the denominator. You understand? Now 2p can be written as 2p all over 1. Okay, so that we can take the LCM. Now the LCM of 2 and 1 is the product of 2 and 1. When you take the product of 2 and 1, you're going to get 2. Okay, so the LCM here is what? 2. Now 2 divided by 1 is what? 2. 2 multiplied by 2p, that is 4p. So I'm going to have 4p minus 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 multiplied by 1 is what? 1. So 4p minus 1. That is the simplified version of the denominator. Okay, so let's begin. 3 all over 4p minus 1 all over 2. You understand? Okay, now let's move to the left to the right hand side of the question. We have 1 over 3 all over 1 over 4p plus 1. Okay, let's simplify the denominator. Okay, in the denominator we have 1 over 4p plus 1. Okay, now let me quickly keep this in. If you have 1 over 3x, this is also the same thing as what? 1 over 3 multiplied by x. Okay, that is what? X all over 3. Do you understand? Now we have 1 over 4p plus 1. Now for this I'm going to have p all over 4, because 1 over 4p means 1 over 4 multiplied by p. You understand? Just like what I did here, 1 over 3x is also 1 over 3 multiplied by x, which is what? X over 3. You understand? So 1 over 4p is equals to the product of the p and the quarter. You understand? So that will be what? P all over 4 plus 1. Okay. Now 1 can be written as 1 over 1. Okay. So let's take the LCM. LCM of the denominator, which is 4 and 1, is what? 4. Okay. So 4 divided by 4 is what? 1. 1 multiplied by P is P. You understand? So I'm going to have P plus 4 divided by 1 is what? 4. 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. Okay. So the simplified version of the denominator is P plus 4 all over 4. Okay. So for this I'm going to have 1 all over 3 all over P plus 4 all over 4. Okay. Please pay attention. Now let's go back to the left hand side. Now in our previous in the previous question that we solved, I gave you an example that if you have, let's say you have A all over B over C. This is also the same thing as A divided by B over C, and A multiplied by C over B. This over 1 is also the same thing, so that will be AC all over B. You understand? Now we have 3 all over 4P minus 1 all over 2. Now this can be written as 3 divided by, this division sign is what we have here, okay, divided by 4P minus 1 all over 2. You understand? Is equals to, for this I'm going to have 1 over 3. 1 over 3, this division sign divided by P plus 4 all over 4. Do you understand? Okay. Now let's go back to the left hand side of this equation. For this I'm going to have 3 all over 1 multiplied by, now because the division sign has changes to multiplication sign, this denominator will become the numerator. So for this I'm going to have 2 all over 4P negative 1 is equals to 1 over 3 multiplied by 4 all over P plus 4. Okay. Now the next step here is to take the product. Okay, take the product of both sides before we take the cross product. Now 3 multiplied by 2, that is 6 all over 1 multiplied by 4P minus 1, that is what? 4P minus 1 is equals to 1 multiplied by 4, that is what? 4 all over 3 multiplied by P plus 4. Okay, let's do that here. 3 multiplied by P plus 4. Do you understand? Okay, 3 multiplied by P, that is 3P. 3 multiplied by positive 4, that is what? Positive 12. Okay, so 3 times P plus 4 is 3P plus 12. So for this I'm going to have 3P plus 12. Okay, now we can now take the cross product. Do you understand? Okay, taking the cross product, this 4P minus 1 will multiply 4, and this 3P plus 12 will multiply 6. So I'm going to have 4 into bracket 4P negative 1 is equals to 6 into bracket 3P positive 12. You understand? You see, this bracket means this 4 is multiplying all the terms in the bracket. You understand? Okay, so let us open the bracket using the 4. For this, I'm going to have 4 multiplied by 4P. That will be what? 16P. So I'm going to have 16P minus 4 is equals to 18P. 6 times 12 is 72. So for this, I'm going to have 72 here. Now, the next step is to collect like terms. Like terms simply means adding the similar terms in our equation. Okay. So for this, I have 18P here. I have 16P here. If this 18P crosses the equals to sign to the other side of the equation, it's going to become a negative. You understand? Negative 18P. You understand? So for this, I'm going to have 16P negative 18P is equals to, okay, now we have 72. Now if this negative 4 crosses the equals to sign, the sign will change to positive. So I'm going to have positive 4. Okay, so for this I'm going to have 16P negative 18P. That will be what? Negative 2P. Okay, so for this I'm going to have negative 2P is equals to 72 plus 4. That will be what? 76. Divide both sides by negative 2 because we are looking for P. We are looking for the value of P. So for this I'm going to have this over negative 2 and this over negative 2. Mind you, when you are dividing a positive number by a negative number, the answer is always a negative number. You understand? That is, you are dividing plus all over minus. That will be what? Negative. Okay, that will be minus. Okay, for this 76 all over negative 2, that will be what? Negative 38. So the value of P is equals to negative 38. That is the final answer. If you got this right, you are correct. Now let's have another question. Okay, question 3. We are asked to solve the equation 4x minus 1 all over 3 minus 3x minus 1 all over 2 is equals to 5 minus 2x all over 4. Okay, now let's start from the left hand side of the equation. Do you understand? We have a negative sign in between two fractions. And when we have a negative sign in between two fractions, the first step here is that we are going to take the LCM. Okay, the LCM of the denominator is what? 3 and 2. Taking the product of 3 and 2, we are going to have 6. Okay, so the LCM here is 6. 6 divided by 3 is what? 2. 2 multiplied by 4x. Okay, let's just write it. 4x minus 1. You understand? Minus. Now, 6 divided by 2 is what? 3. For this, I'm going to have 3 into bracket 4. Oh, sorry. 3 into bracket 3x minus 1. Do you understand? You know, I take the LCM. The LCM here is 3 multiplied by 2. That is 6. 6 divided by 3 is what? 2. 2 multiplied by 4x minus 1. That's why I have this. Okay, that is, this signifies that 2 is multiplying all the terms in the bracket, and I did the same for the second fraction. Okay, this is equals to 5 minus 2x all over 4. Okay, now let's deal with the numerator of the left hand side of the equation. Okay, now let's open the bracket using 2. 2 multiplied by 4x, that will give us 8x. 8x. 2 multiplied by negative 1, that will give you negative 2. Okay, negative 3 multiplied by positive 3x, that will give us negative 9x. Then negative 3 multiplied by negative 1, that will give us positive 3. Okay, so this all over 6, do you understand, is equals to 5 minus 2x all over 4. Now we can collect like terms. Okay, we can collect like terms. 8x negative 9x, that will give us negative x. So I'm going to have negative x, negative 2 plus 3, that will give us plus 1. So I'm going to have negative x plus 1. I'm very sure you understand how I got this. Okay, so this all over 6 is equals to 5 minus 2x all over 4. Now we have two fractions, and the sign between the two fractions is equals to sign. We can take the cross product, you understand? So for this 6 we multiply this 5 minus 2x, and this 4 we multiply negative x plus 1. So I'm going to have 4 into bracket negative x plus 1 can be written as 1 minus x. You understand? Do you understand? Okay, for this I'm going to have is equals to 6 multiplied by 5 minus 2x. Do you know the meaning of this? That is, 6 is multiplying all the terms in the bracket, okay, and 4 is multiplying all the terms that we have in the bracket. Now for this we are going to have 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. 4 multiplied by negative x is what? Negative 4x is equals to 6 multiplied by 5 is 30, and 6 multiplied by negative 2x, that is negative 12x. Okay, now from this point we can collect like terms. We're going to move to the terms that are similar. We're going to add it together. Now this negative 12x, if it crosses the equals to sign, is going to change to positive 12x. So I'm going to have 12x, which is positive 12x minus 4x is equals to 30. If this 4 crosses the equals to sign, the sign is going to change to negative. So I'm going to have negative 4. Now 12x minus 4x, that will give us 8x. Okay, 8x is equals to 30 minus 4, that is 26. Now we can easily get the value of x by dividing both sides by 8. Okay. This divided by 8 and this divided by 8. This 8 will cancel this 8. So I'm left with what? X. X is equals to 26 over 8. We can reduce this fraction by dividing both numerator and denominator by 2. 26 divided by 2 is what? 13. So I'm going to have 13 all over 8 divided by 2 is what? 4. So I'm going to have 13 all over 4, which is the value of x. Also, you can leave it in mixed fraction. If you want to leave it in mixed fraction, 13 divided by 8 will give us 3 whole number 1 over, okay, 13 divided by 4 will give us 3 whole number 1 all over 4. You understand? So x or 3 whole number 1 over 4. You understand? You can either leave it like this or the other way. Okay, now it depends on the options that you see in your question, because this kind of question usually come out in the objective. Okay, let's look at the last question for this class. We are asked to solve for the value of x if 2 all over x plus 3 all over 2x is equals to 23. Okay, now let's start from the left hand side of the equation. We can do this in two ways. Okay, we can take the LCM of both the left hand side of the equation and the right hand side of the equation and multiply it and multiply through. You understand? But I'm going to do it in the second way, which is taking the LCM of the left hand side of the equation and then taking the cross product. You understand? Okay, now the left hand side of this equation is 2 over x plus 3 over 2x. You understand? Now let's take the LCM of the denominator. The LCM of the denominator is what? 2x. You understand? Because we can, okay, let me just put it. The LCM of the denominator is 2x because 2x can easily be divisible by both x and 2x. You understand? So 2x divided by x, that will be what? 2. 2 multiplied by 2 is what? 4. So I'm going to have 4 plus 2x divided by 2x, that is 1. 1 multiplied by 3, that is what? 3. Okay, 4 plus 3 is equals to 3 all over 2. Do you understand? Okay, 2x divided by x, that means that 2x all over x, this will cancel this, so I'm left with what? 2. So I multiply these 2 by these 2 at the denominator, so I got 4. Do you understand? Okay, and I did the same for this, I got 3. Now for this I'm going to have 7 all over 2x is equals to 3 all over 2. Okay, now we can take the cross product. If you want to take the cross product, I'm going to have 7 multiplied by 2. Okay, 2x multiplied by 3 is equals to 7 multiplied by 2. Okay, I'm very sure you understand how I got there. Now 2x multiplied by 3, that will give us 6x. Okay, so for this I'm going to have 6x is equals to 7 multiplied by 2, that will give us 14. Okay, now we are looking for the value of x, not 6x. The next step here is to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 6. So I'm going to have this over 6 and this over 6. That means that this 6 will cancel this 6. So I'm left with what? X is equals to, now this fraction can be reduced. You understand? I can reduce this fraction by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2. Okay, now 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, 7, and 6 divided by 2 is what? 3. You understand? So that is the solution to the question. See you in the next class. To watch the next class, kindly check the description of this video. You are going to see a link there. Click on that link, or you should check the playlist on this channel. Okay, see you in the next class.